Welcome home, Raiders! This week, Overwatch open beta ends, and now everyone is saying, I better get into the WoW Legion beta. This is CTR 218.
You're listening to Convert to Raid, the podcast for Raiders in the World of Warcraft.
Podcast Power Station in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today is May 10th, 2016, and it is now 9:10 in the p.m. Central Time. Thank you so much for joining us from all around World of Warcraft land, and hello. My name is Pat Crane. I am the host of this craziness tonight, so welcome to it. I'm also known as Zug around Airy Peak, and the players are here. Let's go. We have a special guest with one of our guys here. We have Dairies and May. It's gotta be May.
I hadn't heard that till you said it today. Now I wish I hadn't heard it.
It's gotta be May.
Fresh back from DreamHack. I just flew in from Austin and my arm tired.
Who? You're done. Okay. We're going to go on to, he's from Line of Sight Gaming. You know him as Tovo.
Hey, I'm on vacation this week, so I'm growing my Sharku beard.
You're going to grow a beard out?
Yeah, I'm trying.
You got a ways to go, buddy.
You should grow the part on the top.
Hey.
Oh, wow. That's
wow. Ouch.
Low blow.
Well, he can't either, so it's okay.
And also from the hardcores, or to hardcores, sorry. It's Sharku and a special guest.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, boy.
I brought a special guest with me, too.
Is that the dog's voice?
That's the dog's voice, I guess.
Hello. I'm a puppy.
Oh, boy.
That's what he does.
Pandaren Hunter.
No, this
the guy from
Pandaren
Frozen
Hunter.
that owns the shop? Like, that was that voice.
My brother works for Disney, and he said he could give me a job doing that if I really wanted to, being that guy.
Oh, man. Well, hello, fellas.
Howdy.
Hey. Welcome for another fun-filled week of video game talk and so forth. There's actually a lot going on in all of the different Blizzard titles this week as well. But first, let's find out what you guys have been up to lately. And Dairies, you look bummed because Overwatch is, well, it's over for now.
Wait, what?
You look a little bummed out because Overwatch is over for now.
No, it is.
Yeah, what? Huh?
He's been in a coma, so.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I am bummed. I don't know what I'm gonna do for 2 weeks. Oh no, I do. I'm gonna play through Uncharted 4. I'm glad I have that.
What else have you been up to? I mean, you were playing the open beta a lot this weekend.
Yeah,
sure.
I was at DreamHack this weekend.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I was down there working for DreamHack.
How was that?
In Austin. It was good. It was actually the easiest event I've run and the most complicated, but I did a lot of pre-work that actually made it really easy. That, and it's like my 30th event running, so kind of know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool to see, all the tournaments. I mean, there were a lot of different tournaments: CS:GO, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Starcraft 2. There was a Pokemon tournament. There was a Street Fighter tournament. There was everything.
Wow.
It was pretty big. The CS:GO tournament was massive, and I don't know how we managed this, but we managed to get Budweiser as a sponsor. That was super weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems really big.
They're changing their name for summer to America.
Yeah,
America.
Yeah.
Sponsored by America.
America,
This
the
was
beer
specifically
for
Bud
America.
Light.
That's how you make America great again.
America Light.
It was American Light.
A map with a belt around the middle.
But that was really cool. Yeah, they had this whole like VIP stage area up almost in front of the CS:GO players, because they were also up on the stage. It was this big production that people were sitting in, and it was kind of obnoxious because it was in between the CS:GO players and the screen and like everybody else that wanted to watch. So it was like they were saying, if you're not a VIP, we don't care. Like you're not allowed to watch. It was really odd. And then a thing that kind of bothered me was they had this because DreamHack goes 24/7. It's Friday afternoon until Sunday, and it's all night long.
Yep.
Budweiser put on a party Saturday night from like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. or something like that, and they had these obviously paid, very attractive women walking around, being like, "Come to the party tonight. There'll be really drunk, attractive women there." And it was like, that's
Oh no!
let's not do that. Maybe.
That sounds like fun. What do you mean?
Drink responsibly.
But overall, the event was a lot of fun.
Good.
Spent a lot of time with the Discord guys.
Awesome.
They're good friends of mine. Yeah, and yeah, Austin's a great city. So it's
Cool.
It's so hipster it hurts.
Yeah, it is pretty hipster.
Yeah.
That's cool. Tovo, what about you, man? What's going on in your world?
So I didn't get to play the Overwatch open beta as much as I wanted because I only play with Dairies. So I think I literally only play with you, Dairies. Did you know that?
I know. That's because you love me.
I know. But so season 6 of Diablo started, and so that's been occupying my time.
So how far are you in that?
I played hardcore again this season. I'm Paragon 600 something. I don't know, which is laughable if you played a lot and amazing if you just play very little.
Right.
But I died once so far. There's I think it was a similar story to Giz, because Giz was on talking about his experience and he played hardcore also.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was I was in a goblin rift, and I don't know if you've ever played and been in one where there's goblins everywhere, like all over the map, and they're all tightly packed.
All right.
And so I was in a public group, and we blew them all up, right? And all the loot's flying everywhere. And because there was so much loot, it froze my game for 5 seconds or so. And then when I came back, when all the loot fell, I was also laying on the ground. So I lost my character. No. But I'm back to full strength, going hard. Just obsessed with Diablo for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Well, the problem with the Diablo season 6 was that Overwatch was right on top of it. So,
right. Yeah. Well, I don't have my Dairies, so that's why I resorted to my Diablo addiction.
Yeah, it's hard to play without Dairies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Shark, how are to hardcores doing?
We're doing pretty good. Doing some farming. Still haven't gotten Archimon down yet, but
knocking on the door.
We got a couple more weeks. I gave us a month. I said I think we can get him down. We're playing, actually going against him maybe 2 hours a week, and then trying to get some farm in for the other hour. I think we can do it in 3 to 4 weeks. So
cool.
We'll see. But yeah, we are working on that. We're doing some farming, just having a good time before Legion hits. We're just kind of coasting.
Might as well
enjoying the game for what it is, enjoying the little community that we've made, and some of us are really excited about Legion. Some of us aren't, but
well,
that's okay.
So
I don't know what to say to
do you
people.
Do you know
Sharku's drunk?
Why are people saying that they're not excited about it? Are there turnoff points or what?
It's changes hurt, and it's one of those. It's a lot of times like class changes.
Oh
and
yeah, class
they're taking
changes.
This away, they're doing that. Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like that.
Right.
And I mean, that's all well and good. I've always been excited about new class changes. Sometimes I like class changes better than others, but usually you get some good stuff and then some stuff you don't like. But it's different. The game has to change. Otherwise, it would have died a long time ago.
Sure.
So
once people get to experience the changes too, I think, because a lot of people are just worried about changes in general.
Right. They don't really know how they apply yet. Yeah.
And I had the same thing, but once I got in and played them, you sort of get to actually make an informed opinion on them. So that'll be coming up soon.
And I do like how they're changing classes around so that they're all going to be different, right? So that all the different specs are going to be different. They're going to feel different. They're going to be different from everybody else and have a different, kind of perspective. Yeah. So that part kind of excites me a lot, and especially the hunter changes are really cool. I don't know. I like it, but I'm just kind of, I'm always worried about, when we have the artifact weapons, I'm kind of worried about how that's going to work with doing different specs, switching specs around, and how that's going to work with alts and so on. So,
right.
That's
the thing. I was like, having all the specs different and interesting, that will be good for maybe casual players that want to try all the different stuff out and or level several different tunes. But for min-maxers, they're going to go for the spec that performs the best.
Well, and the thing about that too is that, with the way that they've broken out these specs and everybody has different spells essentially and different, powers
hopefully
and stuff like that.
Hopefully utility,
they can, hopefully, and the developers should be able to like fine tune that bad boy.
Hopefully.
So
and the legendaries making huge changes to how you play too is what they were, you know what I mean? That's another thing that's just going to
have they talked more about legendaries recently? I mean,
not that I know of, but just from the initial things that they were thinking about. I mean, they're much different than your typical just add this one effect that does something that doesn't change your rotation at all. Like it seems like these are more impactful from what I've seen. But yeah, I mean, they still have to go into more detail about that once
that could get weird with min-maxers though.
It could get real weird. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, because then it would be like, well, I have to have a legendary, otherwise this team won't let me raid or whatever.
Right.
So, but the drop rate is going to be so low that I don't think anybody's really going to worry too much about it. I don't know.
Rely on them.
We'll see.
I want a legendary server first raider that'll play my tune for me. That's what I want. Just give me loot so I can just walk around blinging.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game, folks.
Blinging.
I was gonna say we could try to teach you, but we tried that.
Right. Exactly. Hey, just one note before we move into the news. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. As it stands right now, the Warcraft movie meetup, Minnesota meetup, is full. And it's like we have like 100. There were like 150 tickets. They're all claimed. And that may change, but we're a month out and it's full. So, congratulations everybody. We've got this big, huge meetup going on in Minnesota now. So that's really great.
This will be a lot of fun.
And if more do open up, we'll of course, let people in and we'll try to inform you about that as we can. But if you want to join us around the movie now, you can go to wellplayedparty.com and check out all your information over there. All right.
So, on that, someone in the Bay Area, one of our listeners, has started to put together something for Friday night, possibly meet at a restaurant and then go to an 8 p.m. showing. And that'll probably be in Redwood City. So if anyone in the Bay Area wants to go, that'll be Friday night, opening night. Let me know. Send me a tweet or something like that. And when I get all the details, I'll let everybody know. So.
Awesome. And we can put that up on wellplayedparty.com as well if you send the info to Jules, I think. All right, let's get into the raid news.
Calling all raiders from around World of Warcraft land. This is raiding news.
All right, it's time to check out what's happening in the news for raiders around the World of Warcrafts. And up first, Ian Hazzikostas, he took to Twitch earlier today with Jesse Cox. And it talked a little. It was a little developer interview type of thing, talking about Legion, and a lot of different things were covered, including the fact that Alpha is done and Beta is coming Thursday afternoon.
Good job that one.
So we're finally out of Alpha and into Beta. So that's cool. Right, guys? I mean, we're moving forward, and now we've got the 3.5 months of beta to look forward to.
I think it's funny because the way that he sort of set that up is like Jesse even set him up on the VOD. If you watch it,
he's really set him up.
Oh, he sets him right up. He's like, yeah, the beta's coming a year after you said it was going to be here in a few weeks. And he's like, and it's like, and so then he decides to now explain to us like, oh, yeah, well, what we were talking about was the alpha, but I said beta because I meant like more of a traditional beta, but when people think beta, so he at least explains what he was thinking, but I don't think it made anybody that was angry about him that any happier. But yeah, it was there was a lot of they were poking fun at. Ian was a very good sport with some of the poking fun of some things that was happening. If you haven't watched the VOD, I suggest you go do it. It was really good. It was really fun.
It was good. It was good. It was not bad. Guys, Alpha seemed to go on forever, right?
Yeah,
It did.
Right? It really did. Do you guys think we were talking about this? I streamed me writing show notes this afternoon, and some people were saying, well, it was because they delayed everything because of the movie. Because they wanted movie as the movie as the marketing campaign for the game. To me, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Tovo, what do you think? Do you think that maybe they were counting on the movie coming out a little bit earlier? Because it was supposed to come out in December, and then it was supposed to come out in March, right?
I just think there's too many parts that have to happen before that for it to line up perfectly for that to happen. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe eventually once they saw that they could be close together, that would be something that they would like to happen. But I mean, I don't think that was the intent early on at all. You know what I mean? I mean,
Sure.
we didn't envision waiting this long, and they didn't want that to happen for the next expansion.
No.
So I mean, obviously that wasn't something that they wanted to happen
Right.
until later. But I mean, the alpha beta thing. I mean, he sort of talked about it. Like it's just, I mean, when the alpha first started, it was very alpha.
Oh,
But at this point, it's been very beta for a while. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of like when
Yeah,
you want to
I
declare
mean,
it something is whenever.
we have all the zones available. We have all the dungeons available. We have them in a heroic anyway. We don't have them all in
Right.
Mythic yet. But I mean, and they've been doing raid testing. All of the specs are available.
Yeah. And beta
Everything's
to me
there.
just means like they're gonna put more people in it at
Sure.
this point. Like that's what they're gonna
Sure.
go for. So
And so basically what they're going to do is they're going to email a bunch of people, and they said it was a send out a quote big beta invite wave.
so if you don't get it, you're gonna feel extra bad.
Right.
Like there's no salt gonna be happening
Who
because you
knows?
don't get a
It's
big
gonna-
invite.
It's going to be like the
I
stress.
gotta play,
the first.
I gotta
the
play
first-
the salt. I gotta play
there's
the
the
salt,
salty.
salty clam.
Oh, you gave him googly eyes.
Yeah, Kalani gave him googly eyes. It's amazing.
Oh,
I
wow.
said it earlier in Discord, but I'm really glad that this is happening, so all the salt can move from Overwatch to now Legion.
The Legion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to raise
Good to
anyone's
be.
expectations of an invite or anything. So they're not going to tell us it's going to be a huge invite. And if you don't get it, like, can you imagine how you feel?
Right.
I mean, of course they're going to be salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be. But the idea, or at least the feeling he put across, is that it's going to be more people invited than just the tech alpha.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So,
It's
so
supposed
yeah,
to be.
so there will be some people that were not in the alpha that will be in the beta, but that does not mean that it's going to be necessarily a very large group of people. I
Yeah.
think, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how much salt flies.
Be awesome if they just launch it instead and just be like, let's go.
And I
Because it's
heard
not going to be.
Couldn't be worse than the WAD launch.
I heard that some fan sites, probably like Wowhead and MMO Champion and those types of guys, are going to be getting beta codes. That's what I heard.
Oh, I see.
So those guys are going to be, those guys will get a bunch of beta codes. So look on those sites as well and check those out. And if we get any, we'll make sure to let you guys know how you guys can get them.
Use them ourselves. I mean, give
Yeah.
them to you.
We'll make sure that everybody that we like has one, and then we'll give them to no. So the video covered a bunch of other stuff, and I don't know if anything really stuck out to you guys. Dairies, did anything stick out to you other than the Legion beta stuff?
No, I'm just kind of what we mentioned before the show, how most of what they talked about was we're borrowing this from this game or this from this game, and
They're Diabloizing everything.
yeah, basically that, which is
Smart.
good. Is good. Those things work there, but at this point, people want to start seeing something new. I don't know. And this is just me, but I feel like I'm not hooked by Legion. Like, what is in there to capture me? They've added demon hunters, but I don't feel compelled to play a demon hunter. And they're adding these things that have been in other games, but what's new to drive me to it? I don't I'm just not feeling it.
I think some of the things that I kind of dug that what Ian was talking about was he was talking about especially when it got into the Mythic Plus dungeons. You know, these are the mutators of World of Warcraft, right? So
that's what they stole that from Diablo.
Right.
They're going to be the unsung hero of the expansion, in my opinion.
They should be.
I agree.
Yeah, I think
because that's the thing I'm looking most forward to.
Between
other than new raid content, but yeah.
Yeah, between that and World Quests, and the World Quests do look like they're going to be a thing. So it looks like it's going to be a big thing to get you out in the world and get you doing different stuff. So between those two things, you'll have something to do outside of raid night, which is good.
A raid is fun there's compelling there because you're fighting a boss. It's a 10, 15-minute fight sometimes with lots of mechanics and things like that.
Sure.
Dungeons aren't fun over and over again because it's trash pack after trash pack after trash pack after small boss after trash pack. It's just the same thing over and over again. And they're not, they're 3-minute fights on bosses. They're not, it's too repetitive. And if they expect us to be doing it over and over and over again,
that's why
I don't see that.
That's why they're throwing in the mutators.
There's going to be the affixes, and then there's
the mutators don't change from run to run. They change week to week or day to day or whatever it is.
Sure.
Right.
So
Mythic dungeons they're going to lock out for the week anyway, or for the day. Don't they? Because of the same ways that like heroic dungeons used to lock out after you do it once a day.
You get the keystones and you run them again and again, like Diablo.
Yeah,
like
you
a
have
rift
to empower
stone.
them after you fail.
Yeah.
And it's essentially it's like at level 4, I think you get a new the first affix, and then at level 7 or something like that. So, and then there's a possible third one that you can get apparently that they haven't really talked about too much, but.
But one thing that's exciting about it, anytime you hear a developer, which we did here at BlizzCon, that a feature could potentially replace raiding for some people that can, that really like the challenge of raiding but didn't have enough time or they didn't have a big enough community of friends that were still interested in the game to raid, that this could replace it for them because of the rewards. First of all, the rewards are going to be comparable to raids,
right,
at a certain difficulty,
right, and
then. I mean, that aspect of the small team group play, if it can be that difficult, that's really intriguing, I think. I mean, there's a reason why people love the Diablo ever increasing difficulty, because they feel like they're getting more stuff, more loot. And if the loot is going to be scaled off of the difficulty of the Mythic dungeons, they may have to make it even more robust than it is already. You know what I mean? So they might have to expand it even more if people really take to it. So
sure, but that's always a thing, isn't it? I mean, it's always a thing of, well, we got to start someplace, so let's start here,
right?
And then we'll figure out exactly where it's going to go. But we have this basic idea where we really want to do these different kinds of dungeons and make them relevant throughout the expansion, and make it so that you can team up with your buds that you're also playing. They didn't say this, but I'm guessing that they know that this is going to happen. You get together with your team of 5 or 6 people, and guess what? You're playing all the different games, all the different Blizzard games, every night of the week, and you're so wrapped up into Blizzard games that you're not going anywhere else. Right. And that's the cool thing, right? I mean, that's the real power of these small dungeons in my mind, because
exactly,
I think that Mythic was the new Mythic was, for some people, it didn't work. It actually worked the opposite way, because we saw a lot of guilds just kind of go, we're done. And so it was really tough. Now that we have this new expectation, we know what's going on. I think the rating will be fine. And these new small team things, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, because you could literally go from playing a game of Heroes, take 5 minutes and get into WoW and do this,
right?
Do a similar type.
And then you have your alternate, and you're playing Overwatch.
Right, exactly.
One of the guys in chat just brought something. He was making a different point, but he has a good point.
Sure.
There's a lot of teams out there that are already struggling to fill their ranks. If they've got 3, 4, 5 people that now just want to do Mythic Dungeons, how hard is it going to be to form a raid team now?
Yeah.
If you've got 5 people that want to go do Mythic Dungeons.
I don't think it's actually going to be that tough, because I think that people are going to go. I mean, Mythic will be, I think, tough, as always. Mythic is tough. Because
And well, it's just going to get tougher now because you're going to have people that are just going to do Mythic dungeons, and it has comparable gear.
right.
Now you're going to have people that'll do both, and they'll be on the higher end teams because they're fully geared. But how this now fractures this already suffering player base of WoW.
But we're giving them more options, though. I mean,
But,
that can't always be a bad thing.
When given two options, people aren't going to pick both. They don't have time for both.
Well, it depends on when they run, how often we're expected to run these Mythic Plus dungeons, and I don't think that it'll be all the time. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm guessing that there won't be. They're talking about comparable gear, not gear that will overwhelm or whatever.
Adding anything extra though fractures your time, and we had this problem in MoP with dailies. It was either you do your dailies or you raid, or somehow you find an extra 2 hours to do both, and people couldn't. So saying you're going to do Mythic dungeons and raid, where am I going to find this extra time? Well, I'm going to pick one or the other.
And this is always the problem with Mythic dungeons is time and number of people that are willing to put in that time. And it's gonna put stress on it for sure. But for those guys that are doing normals and heroics, it's amazing. I think.
I think for me, it's one of those things that I'm not 100% sure. I can only speak for myself. I enjoy raiding because I enjoy a larger team feel. I enjoy a large group of us all having significant individual things to do to achieve a goal. Whereas the 5-man team thing is fun, and I'll probably do it, but I wouldn't not raid because of it. So I think people that would be not raiding because they want to do Mythic dungeons instead. For me, at least the way that I'm putting things together in my head, seems like they probably aren't that interested in raiding to begin with. It was something they want to do and they like having fun with friends, but they prefer this other thing. So that's fine. They have that thing. But I don't think we're going to lose people that want to raid. And in that case, I think it's actually better for those raid teams because you're not going to have those wishy-washy, well, I'm here because I don't have any other team thing to do other than PvP and I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
And there is something very, very classic about raiding in WoW. No matter what size the team is or anything like that. It is just this very classic thing that we've done forever. And I don't think all the stories that I have, all the really good ones happen in raid. So not in a dungeon necessarily. Well, maybe I have one good story, but
I can see the point where it's going to hurt. It could possibly hurt the raiding community, but I think in the end it's going to help the WoW community, like the game itself. It's just going to be healthy for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be more better than it will be worse.
More better. Yeah.
More better.
That didn't make any sense.
No, but I think you're right. I think for the game itself, it's good, but it there does run a risk of maybe hurting. But I feel like this is going to be something. I mean, they have to, if they're going to put in the game, they have to offer comparable rewards because rewards are really important. I mean, in these types of games. I mean, we see it over and over again. If you don't put the right rewards, everybody thinks that content doesn't exist if it doesn't reward you enough for it. Even though there's tons of content, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't get
a lot of things to do,
they don't consider it content. So they have to, if they want this to work, they have to offer the rewards. But then, like Dairies said, it's possible that they could pull people away because they're only doing this. But I think Sharku's right. I think people that aren't into raiding they'd either quit the game or maybe they'll have this as an option, to something to fill their it's just way more accessible. So,
and we don't know exactly how Mythic Plus dungeons are going to roll out either. I mean, it could be that there's only, like, let's say for the first tier of raiding, there's only like 3 dungeons that are available for Mythic raiding at that time. And then for the next tier, guess what? Another 3 pop open, and that has really awesome loot in it that's comparable to that second tier of Legion. So who knows exactly? That's kind of how I envision it, but I've been wrong many, many times before. So,
and it's going to force them to put more emphasis on the 5-mans, which it's been lacking severely for a while now.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are a lot of fun, and it's like they said, it's a staple of the game. Even though rating's the main focus
Right.
in the end. So, but any more emphasis we can put on the quality of the 5-man is going to be a good thing no matter what. So.
Well, and there has to be something for the downtime, because I mean, right now the problem that Warlords is having is that there's no questing to be done really. You can start an alt, that's cool, but there's no real questing, there's no dungeons whatsoever, and then there's rating on this thing that's been out for 11 months. Right now it's been out for 11 months, and that's kind of tough to say, oh yeah, let's go hit up this place again. We've been doing this for a while. Siege of Orgrimmar was a drag, and this is going to be even longer. So
the Mythic dungeons aren't going to help that either, because even a year later, those are going to get old. And if you're just doing it for gear, what are you using that gear for?
But maybe they might be able to actually extend those raid times, the raid tiers out a little bit too. Who knows? I mean, because you're going to be going for those gear upgrades anyway.
Unless they're going to be releasing new dungeons with each raid, you're just going to wear them out as quicker.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about, and that's why I see it that way, because otherwise you'd really wear out your dungeons real quick if you had them.
I mean, if this is such a big success, I can see them. I mean, they're releasing more dungeons with new raid tiers. Like they've done that before. That's something that they could easily do. So,
sure.
Yeah. Sure. And I mean, they've admitted, obviously, they're not happy with the release schedule as it is now. So hopefully we can finally get some improvement on that. Maybe.
Years.
There was a hashtag floating around Twitter, hashtag 3 tiers in 3 years. And I was like, oh, that's so tough.
It hurts so bad because it's true.
I know, it hurts. But I'm looking forward to Legion. That's all I'm saying. Get some new looks in here. Let's go.
Hopefully we'll be able to take a deep breath, and it'll be an incredible expansion, and it'll wash the taste of wad.
Don't say wad.
Of wad. Of the wad out of your mouth.
Okay.
That was bad. You weren't going to say it, but it had to be said. It had to be said.
What happened? And I said it's going to keep happening. It's just going to come
There
out.
goes our family-friendly tag.
Dork of the week.
Here.
Dork of the week.
There you go. Thank you for that. I did ask people on Twitter what they thought about the video with Ian and Jesse, and we had some people comment. For example, Bill said, I was pretty happy to see the importance of a vital dungeon scene, as we were just talking about. And then he said, it's not LFR's fault they made dungeons obsolete in Warlords. And Zolvolt said, I wish it was longer. It actually didn't have to be anything important. I just wanted to listen to Jesse Cox and watch her talk. That's all he wanted. He just wanted like another hour of that.
Just put it on lube.
That's true. It was funny because people were after the video this afternoon. People were waiting for it to end so they could watch the VOD of it. But they played "Thanks for watching" for like a half hour, and people were just going crazy in Twitch chat. It was great. It's perfect. Ryan said, I like that they're looking at the early level experience and thinking of taking the scaling tech to the rest of the game. And this was kind of one of the things that came up as well, because this is what Watcher was talking about with in regard to the pristine servers that we were talking about last week, / legacy servers that we've been talking about for the last month, really. So what would you guys say if they took that tech and just put it blanket across all of WoW? How would that be for you?
Explain the tech that you're talking about.
The tech where they're just gonna scale the mob to you.
Okay.
So like how it is in the beta right now. If they took that tech for Legion and just went, oh, you know what? Let's just do it for all of WoW.
If anybody's familiar with SWTOR, it's kind of the same thing that SWTOR changed to after their last expansion or one before that or something like that, right? Anybody? You guys play SWTOR? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. Okay. That idea. All right.
So what do you think, Shark?
Part of me thinks that, I mean, I see how that could be good, and especially good for leveling through the story. Like if you're into as the way that I play games, and people, I caught flack for this saying this about Overwatch, about how I really want a story mode or a campaign mode for Overwatch because I want to play that story. I love the shorts, I love the comics, but I want to play it. I want to be involved. I love playing my movies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, I feel like if you're hooked on a certain storyline and you keep doing it, and even though you're leveling up, everything, the difficulty levels up with you, I see how that can be a good thing. But there's so much in the game right now. You're not going to complete all the storylines. People that are focused on what lore are probably going to do it anyway. So I don't know if it works for this
I don't know
game.
if it works either.
I just, that's my thing. I think it's a good idea, but I just don't know if it works. It's been 10 years of the same system.
Mm-hmm.
Why change it now? I don't know if you're going to get... They already have it to where every new expansion you get a free max level. They already have it to where you can buy a max level. I don't know why they would go back and change.
Just because I mean, I think the concern was that people are saying, well, you know, and to be fair, Ian has no say about what happens with pristine servers, legacy servers, anything like that. So he was like going, that's not me. That's everybody. That's people way above me. That's fine. They can do whatever they want to do. I'm concerned about the experience now and how we can make it better. And he was talking about how questing, especially that leveling questing, could be better. Yeah. And he was like, well, this is one way that it might happen.
Joe Brewer in chat actually says something really good that I was trying to say, but I couldn't figure out how to word it. He says, I see the current zones like grades. You graduate to the next zone. It's a sense of accomplishment that you've surpassed that area. I feel the same way. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, I like getting out of Elwyn Forest and then going to Westfall and then going to, you know, wherever's next, Stranglethorn Vale. There's this sense of accomplishment. I'm done with this area. I'm now moving on to the next. I really like that. So
right.
I think
the main concern is just getting out before the story is actually over, you know? So then you're never really checking out the whole place. You're just kind of checking out the part, you know, where you grind mobs until you ding, and then you're moving on.
But when also, I'm leveling now, it's all about the numbers. I really don't care. This is all going back to when I was playing in vanilla, and I did go through the whole storyline. So
right.
So yeah, it's different, I guess. I don't know.
Tovo?
If you're giving people, you get level 100, right? In the expand, is that right? With Legion?
110, yeah.
So whenever you get a new tune, and if you've had never played the game before, wouldn't this be better for those people to go back and then they wanted to experience the story fresh? They wouldn't just be mowing down everything.
Sure. And if they wanted to catch up with their friends, guess what? They get a level 100 with their purchase. So they're fine that way.
So I think it's only good because, I mean, if your gear's good enough, you're going to go, but you're smashing things at that level, at your own level anyway. It would add a little bit more real feeling like you're actually accomplishing something and not just mowing through everything and just running through the world, you know.
And nobody says that it has to be like, you know, the 1 through 20 experience or something like that. I mean, because that should be fairly easy anyway. But as you progress, it should get harder and harder, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I do feel like up until current content, leveling is stale though. It just feels like, maybe it's because I've done it so many times, but it doesn't feel like, I feel like if I was a new player starting this game, I don't think it would hook me, if that makes sense. The way that it did originally when it was a little more difficult before the Cataclysm changes.
Yeah, because Darius, it was pretty, I mean, it was, how long have you been playing, Darius?
Too long?
No, but I mean, you've been playing a long time, right? I mean,
yeah.
So when you first started playing WoW, I always remember like the opening zones being, you know, not necessarily super challenging, but more challenging than they've been the last few years, probably. So
yeah, I mean, the game's definitely gotten easier as they change the way the game works. The old zones are all designed for the way the game was, so things get easier and easier, just based upon that. But I don't I don't know how I feel about this topic because I see the merit in doing it because I could see, what happens often is you get a friend into WoW and you say, okay, we'll level together, but you're 100 or, you've got a character that's, maybe way lower level now because they played and you didn't or something like that. There's always a situation where there's mismatches.
Right.
And this might help with that. But I also, can see the other side where people, want to be able to go back and maybe not have difficulty seeing the story. They just want to do the quests and see the story. And they're not big into raiding or any of that kind of stuff. So they don't have great gear and maybe they're not very good at the game. They just want the RP aspect. And if they have to go back to some of these areas, they might have a challenge. It might not be as enjoyable. So I get it from both sides. So I don't know. I think I'd be happy with either way, though.
Yeah, and I see the comment, leave the old raids alone with this system. And I'm like, no, don't do that. You're just wasting an opportunity for people to go and pick up stuff. Have some fun with their friends.
It would be cool to see the old raids get a third, a checkbox like Mythic and Heroic and all that stuff. That's just like scale.
Make it optional. That would be
whatever.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I would love that.
But I mean, look at the Molten Core 40-man LFR release that they had during.
That was awesome.
I mean, it's just it was fun.
It was horrible
for a minute,
for about 30 seconds, and then people started dying.
It was fun to do, sort of fun to do once. If you were in a big group and you were in the big group that we took, where I lusted for RP,
or where everybody, where somebody pulls Baron Geddon at the wrong time,
pulls Baron Geddon at the wrong time, or whatever. But I mean, where you're with your friends, you're having a good time, you're making mistakes together. Ultimately, you accomplish something together. But it was fun once. Nobody ran that more than twice unless they were farming for the pet.
Not with you.
That's true. Maybe it's just me, but I feel the sort of same way about the old raids. Like I would maybe an event, having some sort of event happen once every 3 months, 6 months, something.
I like Dairies'
You have an
idea.
event. They're like, we're gonna go to and redo Onyxia and level it to scale. Or Dairies, that's not a bad idea either. You can have a checkbox.
Yeah.
And you can say, hey, here we go. We're going to level it to scale.
And it'll flex with your group, and it will, do all that other fun stuff. That'd be cool.
But I'm sure that's got to be
like so much work.
more to implement than what
no,
we're
it's just I think it's just like they just flip a switch and then it's on.
That's how they do it. Well, if they just flip a switch,
I'm pretty sure.
Why don't we do that and have vanilla servers? What's wrong with you, Blitz? Just have to flip a switch to go back to vanilla.
Flip a switch.
You know what? Just flip a few switches.
Flip the damn switch.
So, assuming it's more than flipping a switch, I think it might be a little bit too much work to do something like this. When what they're really focusing on is getting new, better, interesting content out to us as quickly as possible, which we are all noticing negatively is not taking very quick.
All right.
All these words. I'm done. And I'm fine.
Well, we have to move on. We've given it its due. We'll process this. Maybe something will develop over the week. We'll see. But right now, we do have a question.
We've got mail.
We do. And if you have a question about anything for us, about rating or anything else, let us know. We'll try to answer it on the show. You can email us at converttoraid@gmail.com, or you can call our raid line, 612-787-RAID. And for this question, Tovo, can you please read this?
Is it from Shuffling Randomly?
That's the one.
Okay, I recently resubbed after 15 months of inactivity. I play a prop pally, 667 high level gear, partially finished legendary ring, and some heroic gear. 8 high mall and Blackrock Foundry? Yeah, okay. Where should I focus my play to get ready for Legion, normal, heroic rating? Should I finish the ring quest?
Let's just do that. Let's just do that. So where should he focus his play? And by the way, thank you for the question, Shuffling Randomly. Where should he focus his play? Dairies, what do you think?
Don't It's not going to matter going into Legion. You're going to get all new gear the first quest you do.
Sure.
Even if you're in full Mythics, you're probably going to replace it all in a level or two. So I wouldn't worry too much. Just, yeah, I mean, you might want to. I suggest finishing the Legendary Ring quest line just because it's fun, and there's some good lore there, and the ring is really good to have.
Until you get
just
to the
as an
ship
item.
part. When you get to the ship part, it's kind of a little bit of a downtime. But whatever.
But the rest, I mean, you don't need raiding gear to go into Legion. You'll replace it so fast.
Yeah.
You just if that's your goal, you'll just be wasting your time.
My advice would be to focus on finding a group of people that,
Sure.
you know, I mean, I don't know if how the scene is right now with recruiting, but if you find a group that all of your gear is gonna come, and the most important part is going to be other people to be raiding with in the new expansion. So I mean, I think that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck at this point. Is finding a group, and then if they're still running heroic or even working on mythics or something, they're going to want to gear you if you're a good fit for them. So I think that's a good place to start looking.
Cool. Shark, you have any advice?
No, what these guys are saying is almost exactly. I don't think there's anything that you're going to do right now that's going to make you a better raider in Legion, except for maybe if you haven't been playing for a while, dusting off your character. Like get in there, play some LFR, but Tobo is
although that's
right
going to change too,
fine.
right? I mean, that's all going to change. So
sure,
I mean, you know,
it'll change, but I mean, getting kind of back into the idea of not standing in the fire and how to, you know.
Wait, what?
all
That's a
those
thing?
sorts of-
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm sorry.
You guys are the worst. But you know what I'm saying. And then, yeah, Tovo's advice, find a group, I think is essential. And if you want to, I don't know if it looks like you're more focused on rating, but I know something that made my rating a lot better and something that's kind of always different is PvP. Get in there, just do some random BGs. If you want to try that out, it helps with your reaction, helps force you to learn all of the spells that your character has, so you can find out what appropriate times you might be able to use them during raids, stuff like that. So that might be something that kind of helps keep you excited about the game until the launch.
I've been jumping into Ashran. It's been a lot of fun. It's just some fun, stupid time on my hunter, just hanging out, just doing the thing. So yeah, do that. But yeah, finding a group I think is probably the most important thing. And just finding a bunch of people that you like and that have the same desire as you, somebody that you can, you know, a team that feels like home. That's always important. So that's all.
Can we stop having Tovo on the show? He always has good points.
He really does. He really does.
God,
it's like he knows what he's talking about or something.
Because he doesn't spend any time growing hair.
Wow.
I don't either, but nobody ever understands what I'm saying because I don't either. What?
Right.
Never mind.
Right.
I'm bold.
Okay, we're going to go into the BattleNet news. All right, when we can, we take a look at the big headlines around the rest of the Blizzard universe. And first up, we talked about this. Open beta ends. But for you guys out there, there's still something out there that you can do that's Overwatch related, especially if you haven't purchased it yet. And Dairies, I'm sure that you're doing this like every day. Because
every day
is Taco Tuesday for you, isn't it?
I do it every day.
Every day.
You don't have to go to Taco Bell anymore. You just go to.
No, you can go online now.
Website, whatever it is, and enter the code every day.
Yeah, but it's ending soon, so you got to get in. It's it ends next week, so May 18th. So get in, get your codes, and win that free Overwatch with a headset, Razer headset. It's awesome. That's a good deal. Then they're gonna draw them all on the 21st, I think, or whatever. So yeah, go check it out. All right.
I think we talked about this last week. Did we? The Overwatch launch party, Coca-Cola Overwatch launch thing.
Did we?
I think we did. Anyway, if we didn't, Overwatch and Coca-Cola is doing an Overwatch thing at movie theaters around the country. And it's like $10 to go, and it's the 22nd of May.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're showing all the movies, all the videos, developer panel, doing some behind the scenes stuff, and they're giving away swag.
When is that?
It's the 22nd of May, so it's a Sunday before the game comes out.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I bought tickets to the one in Mountain View, California, and if anyone's in the area and wants to go for me because I'm out of town that night, let me know.
I have a ticket that I need to get rid of.
I just want the swag. That's all.
Right. And we do have a question about Overwatch as well. Marissa actually asked what each of your favorite Overwatch heroes are and why. And Dairies, it's clear to see that you're a May fan. It's gotta be May.
She is Bay.
Dude, May is
Bay.
So good.
She's so Bay.
May is Bay. Tovo, what's your favorite?
Probably Reinhardt, I think.
Oh,
I'm a huge I love tanking with him. He's just because I just get really aggressive with him.
He's so
and
great.
Your ultimate can just changes the game.
Oh, it wrecks.
It completely changes the game.
Right.
So I mean, I like tanking on Zarya too, but I think if I had to pick one to play all the time, it would be Reinhardt.
I saw a great GIF this week of it was a Lucio play of the game. Lucio goes in and Widowmaker had just done her ult, so you could see everybody that was coming around the corner, and it was Reinhardt, and then everybody else was stacked behind Reinhardt, just coming into the control point, and they were just about around the corner. Lucio goes up through the shield, does his little sound thing, and blasts everybody off of a cliff. It was amazing. Don't think Reinhardt will win it for you, folks. I mean, don't just do that, because that's yeah, I don't know. Shark, what's your favorite?
I don't know, because
I have too many.
Torbjorn.
I know they're all fun. Yeah, Torbjorn's was.
You kind of look like Torbjorn, so maybe
Do the
that's...
and I'm a
Torbjorn
dwarf guy.
Do it.
Torbjorn.
Torbjorn.
It's just like he's a Pokemon. All he can say is his name. Torbjorn.
Come and get your armor.
Come and get your armor.
Come and get your armor.
Yeah, it's just a pirate voice, guys. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoy Torbjorn, and I guess I'd have to say Torbjorn. As far as lore goes, though, because that's the thing. I mean, you switch between heroes; they're all really, really fun to play. Yeah. So you kind of got to play them all or try them all. I really like both Reinhardt's lore, because I like that, grizzled, noble knight kind of feel that goes to him. But I also really like McCree's lore, like
sure,
bad guy turned merc.
Well, and like the comic that came out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was really
he's cool. Like neutral good feel you've got going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy.
Cool.
What about you, Pat?
Okay, so my number one go-to on attack mode is probably Junkrat, because Junkrat is amazing, but if I can't get him, I will go with either Lucio or Pharah, because rockets are amazing.
Pharah's really good too. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and after that, then it gets a little murkier, but definitely those three. No, Murky's
not in that game.
Not Murky. No,
not anymore.
Murkier.
They took Murky out.
Right. They just take Murky out.
One thing about the open beta that I wanted to say was how successful it was. Like, I was seeing people that Call of Duty video makers and all these other, like, so many people were just blown away during the beta weekend this time. And like, if people were using the Twitch popularity as sort of a barometer of how they thought Overwatch was going to do in the alpha or in the closed beta, if you use that same barometer now in the open beta, it's going to be great, because it was always near the top. Tons of people were playing it and talking about how addicted they were to it already. So yeah, I just can't wait for everybody to get their hands on it.
I've done a ton of events like DreamHack, PAXs and IEMs and everything, and always everyone that's there, whether it's free play or BYOC machines or whatever, they've always been playing League of Legends for the last 2 or 3 years. That's all they play.
True.
Everyone at DreamHack was playing Overwatch. Everybody. I mean, I'd never seen such a hard shift. It was pretty cool to see.
Now, do you think that was just because it's the new flavor, or is it?
I mean, that definitely helps for sure. But
there's been many new flavors even whenever before that you were saying that you've been there, and they're still playing League of Legends all the time.
Yeah, they're always playing League of Legends. Even when, new games come out, big new games, and we have them on the PCs and they can play them, they're always just playing League of Legends,
Right.
whatever it is.
Right.
Well, and there's games that are competing with Overwatch that are similar to Overwatch that have recently come out, that have come out before Overwatch. Overwatch is still overshadowing those games.
Like
I'm not going to necessarily.
Battleborn just came out.
Battleborn just came out, and I mean, I've not played it. I don't know. I can't comment on it, but I've not. Everything I've heard about has been about Overwatch. And it's not something. Not that I wouldn't be interested in playing it. I'm sure it's not the worst game ever. I wouldn't know, but
Sure.
And maybe it's because I was at the BlizzCon. They announced Overwatch, and so I got all the feels. That was my first time in the big.
Well, and part of it has got to be that we're also Blizzard players. We're Blizzard
we're
gamers.
huge, yeah.
And so I mean, our community is kind of anchored
bias. We're sort
in
of
World of Warcraft and Heroes of the Storm.
But even outside the community, like there's a lot of I know there's some streamers that are pretty neutral that just play a bunch of different games.
Sure.
That's exactly what I was basing my opinion on.
What are you more interested in?
All I'm saying is that the things that stick out to us
it's Overwatch.
The things that stick out to us might be biased. That's all that I'm saying.
You could be absolutely right with that. Time will tell.
Right. Well, and I'm glad that everybody's playing it. I'm glad that everybody wants to play it, and I'm glad that they have 8 million people that signed up for the beta or whatever it was.
That's insanity, right there. I mean, just that number for the beta to sign up for a beta. That 8 million people even know what a beta is. What I mean?
and I'm wondering exactly what happened to Shark. No, he's fine.
Sorry.
I'm wondering exactly how it broke down for people playing on console, because this is the first multi. So you have everybody on Xbox and PS4 plus everybody on PC, and that is kind of a cool thing to think about too.
Well, and let me tell you a little story. My best friend is a big Apple guy. Mm-hmm. Has an Apple computer and stuff, and unfortunately, Overwatch is not coming out for Apple computer.
No, got to boot camp it.
So Blizzard gives everybody that uses an Apple device a cheap picture in Hearthstone. You can have the Khadgar skin. So there you go for only $5. But that's passed anyway.
Right.
I loved how it seemed to me that was the trade-off. Like, yeah, we're not doing Overwatch, but here's a Khadgar skin for $5. But yeah, he doesn't do that, and so if he buys it, he's going to buy it on the PlayStation. So open beta, I had a chance to play with him on the PlayStation, and it's really interesting on console. And a lot of people were in the game. A lot of people, it seemed to be. I know we were going against some teams that seemed to be like set up, ready to go. That they are playing this game. Like, I'm not saying they were pro, but they knew what was happening. They were figuring out the strats. They were. I don't know. I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah. I think it's going to be really, really big, and on console and PC.
Yeah, like my expectations were already really high, and just seeing all of these variety streamers and people that are used to other shooters and stuff, and how they're reacting, like I feel like even my high expectation isn't even high enough now. Like hype is at an all-time high for me. So I'm really excited for it.
When the hype is hyped, that is amazing.
That's much hype.
That is hype squared.
Yes.
Something like that. We're hurting Dairies' very fragile brain right now.
We're gonna give him another concussion just from talking.
I'm gonna give myself one just to get out.
A word concussion.
All right. Should we move it along a little bit here? Let's move it to StarCraft 2. Patch 3.3 is coming very, very soon. They say that there's new co-op content and features. Who wants to talk about it? Who's good at talking about stuff like this? Sharku?
What game is it? What game is
this? For StarCraft. StarCraft. The one that we barely talk about, except for when amazing stuff happens.
I wish I was good at StarCraft. I actually still haven't. I bought Legacy of the Void so I could get Artanis for free, and here's the story.
Well,
and I still haven't played through the campaign. I was actually playing a little bit today.
The nice part is that all this stuff is relevant to you, bud, because anybody can play this stuff, because they've got mutators coming, and they've got, what is it, mastery levels?
Yeah, what's mutators do?
So they're it's basically the Diablo and the stuff they're adding to Legion. It's the
Oh,
same
I
thing.
see.
Yeah,
It's-
they're
yeah.
Diabloizing Starcraft now.
Every week
So-
there's a
That
different
sounds good.
mutator, and it's for I think it's for co-op.
Yeah,
Or
co-op
is it-
for the co-op
Yeah.
missions.
It's for
Okay.
co-op. Okay.
Yeah,
I am so bad at RTS games. I cannot do all the things that my brain needs to do to function
just
in games like that.
just RTS. Oh, I'm sorry, that was bad.
Oh,
That was bad.
Mostly RTS. I feel like if I sat down and had a coach and really practiced really hard for like a few months, that I might be able to get out of Bronze League or something, but doubtful.
Awesome.
If I ever actually played this game competitively. I put it on Noble mode and I play through the story, and that's what I spend my $40 on every time a new expansion comes out.
Nice. Nice.
But I enjoy it that way. I really like it. So, but yeah, there's going to be, especially for people that are into the co-op missions or because that's PvE stuff, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fun.
And it looks cool. I mean, I saw the video on it. It looks really interesting, and it looks like it'll add a new flavor to the game, and it'll make it harder for those guys that want to really switch stuff up and all that kind of stuff. So
I feel like StarCraft
awesome.
is just a competitive game, though. Like, it's an esport. Like, that's what it's the way it's kind of meant to be played. And story mode is just kind of icing on the cake.
Well,
But
and maybe they're trying to change that. Maybe they're trying to say, you know what, this
Who
can be
knows?
fun too. This can be
or make it
This can be
if you're-
the Diablo of RTS games.
the Greater Rift. I mean, there is a competitive ladder in Diablo with the Greater Rifts and stuff like that. So maybe that's what this is.
Maybe they're building towards that. But yeah, they're
Like
just
it.
saying, you know what, Diablo has some really good ideas.
Diablo.
Diablo has some really good. Diablo
There
has
is-
some really good
Don't do it.
ideas. So
I'm gonna
speaking
do
of-
it.
Real quick
I'm
on
gonna
Diablo.
do it.
Real quick on Diablo.
Yeah.
Are we have to get an announcement at BlizzCon, right? It's some kind of expansion or
Diablo's dead.
No, I
Yeah,
heard.
have-
Sorry, buddy.
No, I.
Diablo
okay,
MMO.
So the whispers in the wind, and
How many times do you need to kill the devil?
And by the whispers in the wind, I mean this weird article that I read earlier today said that instead of doing another patch for Diablo, they might just go Diablo 4. It's been a couple years.
That would be great.
It's been a couple
I'd
years.
be
time.
cool with
It's
it.
time.
I would like to see. I don't know if I should
Diablo-er.
spoil the storyline for people that haven't played the game or not.
It's long past.
I feel like it
Spoil
has
away.
been passed. I feel like I want
2
to-
years spoilers.
I
Oh no.
know. I want some. I don't know. Anyway. I want to go back. I want to believe that Leia is alive somewhere. That her soul exists in some sort of
Princess
way,
Leia?
and that we can Leia.
Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turns into Diablo. He assumes her soul or whatever, and da 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 da. I want to believe her soul is alive somewhere, and we can, as the Nephilim, go and save her. I would enjoy that
That's
storyline.
Diablo
I want
4.
them to do that.
It's-
If we do that in Diablo 4, I'm
It's-
down with that.
yeah.
I agree with
Leia's
Noah, that's something.
corrupted soul. That's what it is. Comes back.
Leia.
Leia. Yeah.
Diablo 4. That would be so hype for me. I would love that so much. Love it. Eat it up.
Oh, is it Leah or Leia? I don't know.
Leah.
Is
Is it
Leah?
Leah?
I thought it was
Might be.
Leia.
No,
I don't
Leia's-
watch the story
Leia's
line.
Star Wars.
What?
Huh?
Leia.
I think it is Leah. Leah.
I'm doing. I
Leia.
have to go into my Deckard Cain voice.
But even then, it doesn't really matter because it's Deckard Cain. So you're like,
Zoltan Cole.
so you're already laughing as soon as you.
I know.
That doesn't matter. So that's StarCraft and Diablo, and we talked about Hearthstone earlier. Heroes. There was a big announcement about. Well, first of all, Chromie is in, as well as Medivh, and they're both in development. New heroes. Plus, they had this big post about ranked play revamp. Do you know what, Shark? Do you know what's going on with that? You're a big Heroes player.
Yeah, they're trying to fix ranked,
Okay.
and this is how they want to do it. They are going from a ladder system to a league system. Sorry.
Yeah.
It took me a second. Similar to what they do in StarCraft, right? So you Bronze League, Silver League, Gold League, and you will have different ranks in those leagues. And when you are about to rank up. You'll be playing a ranked match, where if you a rank up match, if you win that match, you will advance to the next rank. If you get to a point where you might rank down, you will play a win or die match. Whereas if you lose that match, then you will go down a rank. So they're switching it up a little bit, and
so it's
trying to improve the rank system for players.
So basically they said, you know what, let's throw a little Hearthstone into Heroes.
Hearthstone, Starcraft,
Hearthstone / Rocket League, as far as the way that works.
Right, and they're really trying to figure out. Ranked has been, and MMR matchmaking, all of this stuff has been a really big issue in the HOTS community, and they are trying really hard to find a system that works for this game. Hopefully, this will be a better system. I am optimistic that it'll be a better system. I think it'll be good.
I think anything's going to be better than what they have now.
Than the ladder system right now, yeah. And the new news with this is not only are we going to get rank revamp, but we're also going to get rewards each season. And preseason is ending. That's the biggest news. Preseason, once they implement
hold on a second. I got to do... There we go.
Hit the button.
Sorry.
Preseason's over. We're going to get rewards for preseason, and we're going to go into season 1 with the new ranks.
And they were talking... weren't they talking about seasons lasting like a couple of months and then moving on? So, I mean, it's relatively short seasons.
Yeah. I'm not 100% on exactly what that is. I'd have to look back and see what all they're saying on exactly the length of the seasons. But at least we're not going to be in preseason anymore, because we have been for way too long.
Right.
But I mean, in their defense, they really wanted to get it right. They really wanted to have something in place that they felt comfortable, that they felt good about. And the system that they've been having, I don't think they felt good about. So
right. No, and nobody else has either, especially Mick Montgomery.
Right. He does not like it at all.
He did not like that at all. Also, you said something about new patch notes.
Yeah, right? They've got new patch notes that are coming out. I'll just go over them, and nothing really big.
Yeah,
they're showing a little bit. They're showing Chromie's abilities and stuff, which are going to be really cool. I think she's going to be super strong. Her talent, her trait, is that she levels up a level faster than anyone else as far as your you get here, you'll say this.
Nice.
You will learn your talents one level earlier than your teammates. So everybody gets their first talent at level 1, right? And then the next level you have to be to get a talent is level 4 for everybody. Well, Chromie's going to get it at level 3. And she's going to get her ultimate at level 9 instead of level 10. Right.
Wow.
So she has a little bit of an advantage on everybody because of that. And everything is pretty strong anyway. So I think she's going to be a really strong hero. I really enjoy that. But yeah, a lot of new characters getting love. Particularly exciting for me, Anubarak and Artanis are going to be getting some love, some reworks. So hopefully they make it back into the meta again, or at least playable in Hero League. Because they're a couple of my favorite guys. So, but yeah, definitely check out the PTR notes in PTR patch notes in the show notes here. And
cool, awesome.
It's good changes, good changes all around in Heroes of the Stormland.
Right now, does anybody have any other news of whatever game you want to talk about? Anything that you want to talk about? No. All right. Well, then we're going to get out of here. We're going to do it. Yeah. So I'm going to play Dairies' favorite music. And do you have 5-star reviews from iTunes?
Yeah, we have 2. We have Tensoku and Bartholomews.
I don't know. Whatever. But thank you guys for giving us 5-star reviews. Any shout outs, any plugs? What's going on for you guys? Anything? Any shout outs?
I would shout out to the guy that's gonna plan the meetup out here. I'm trying to look up his name. Walter is his name.
Walter. Shout out to that guy. It's a brave undertaking.
Walter White?
No, that'd be Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, that's the Albuquerque meetup.
Right.
And apparently he's going to have blue rock candy for everybody there too.
I need that.
Beware of that. I want to give a shout out to everybody that joined myself and Jules for drinking and swearing last Friday night. We won't be doing that this week because Jules is actually coming to Minneapolis because she's looking for a place to live in Minneapolis, which is cool. And she's also going to be working at Signals Media, so that's kind of a cool thing as well. So it'll be fun times. It'll be fun times. And we're back with a Case of the Mondays this week. Finally, after a month. My God, I was so happy to be back doing a different, Case of the Mondays is a great show.
It's not Monday.
It's weird stuff from the internet plus amazing music. So, it's a fun show. I don't know.
Pretty sure today's Tuesday.
Today is Tuesday, but we did it yesterday. We did it yesterday, so it's fine.
Oh, okay, that's better.
All right, and with that, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna hit that one.
Yeah,
all right, and I want to thank you guys. Really, I want to thank all you guys. I want to thank you guys in Twitch chat tonight. I want to thank you guys listening to us wherever you might be. I want to thank all the guys that are in the CTR Guild for joining us over there. All the new guys that have joined us there. All the guys that have been there forever. Thank you guys. We can't do this whole thing without you guys. Really. You can join us in the conversations anytime. It's really easy. You can email us at convertraid@gmail.com. You can call us and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can follow us on Twitter at convertraid or even individually, right, Dairies and May?
Yeah. What?
And May.
She doesn't talk much.
She's quiet.
Sorry.
Sorry.
How can you reach us?
You can
fellas?
follow Pat Crane. He is at Pat Crane. You can follow me. I am at Bored Mind. You can follow Tovo at LOS Gaming. And you can follow Sharku at Sharku_CTR_Milo.
Is it LOS _gaming?
LOS _gaming.
I'm sorry, I had that wrong.
That's okay.
All right.
I just read what's put in front of me.
He's very Ron Burgundy. You can also join us in Discord. Just go to discord.converttrade.com in your browser, and you will get the link for the invite. It's there. Join the Bazooka Goblin Nation by heading over to converttrade.com, where we have show downloads, forums, videos, audios, tons of links for raiders, our guild stuff, and so much more. It's all over at converttrade.com. We're also the show's on iTunes and around the internet as well. So join us there. The Convert to Raid podcast is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends in the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. That's going to be it for the show. Thank you, fellas, as always. Thank you guys in Twitch chat again. It's been amusing watching you guys talk about all the same crap that we're talking about. It's great. But that is going to be it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on our next show next week at our regular time, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central, for all the guys that Convert to Raid. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Cat.